progress. Hello. Hi.
How's it going?
I feel like we're almost to 100 of our regular episodes. We've done well over 100 episodes at this point. You'd think we'd like be less awkward starting, but no, that's just us. Hey, hi, hello, how are you?
It gives us a very unique hello. I think I feel like it's our own thing. It's
awkward.
It's individual to us. Yeah, because like everybody has all these like rehearsed openings that are like great and professional.
We're not great.
We're great in our own way. Okay.
We're unique.
Unique. We're quirky.
Yeah.
That's why we're testing it.
How do you like our awkward highs there, listener?
One listener loved it.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I apparently Pabst Strong is nowhere to be found, so I'm just drinking regular Pabst tonight. So smaller cans and everything, but I'm dealing, I guess, you know.
You're coping?
I'm coping.
With your hardship?
It's a light beer.
That's really rough for you. I'm sorry.
I know. My condolences. Sonia, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking rum and root beer.
Oh, that sounds
changed it up. Yeah. I was like, I had the like wine the other time we recorded, and then I was like, I'm gonna just change up the flavor. So, you know, keeping it
nice.
I'm doing the vodka and Sprite again, and then my ginger ale on the side.
Chaser
for my mixed drink.
Okay, well, if you're just tuning into this episode and you didn't listen to last week's episode, I highly recommend going back to last week's episode, as this is part 2 of that episode, because I didn't realize how long it would take to go through this quiz. So we are currently taking the RAADS-R, which is an online diagnostic tool to assess autism traits in people. We want to see how autistic are we. We all have autistic children, and like we said in the last episode, this shit's genetic.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the questions so far?
They're difficult. And I get confused easy. I don't know. I don't understand them a lot.
Yep. There's no wrong
They need to be specific for Sonia. She doesn't like that they're not.
There needs to be, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
there's no wrong. But I think there is.
I don't like how it's making me seem like I'm some like crazy person.
Because you are a crazy person.
Okay, yeah, but like I didn't think I was like almost like on the borderline serial killer crazy.
You're like, I don't care about people. I understand why they're upset. I just don't care about it.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's years of trauma, maybe.
Yeah, you just blocked it out. You're like, I just can't anymore.
So now I just don't care anymore. I'm just like, eh.
To be fair, a lot of people with narcissistic personality disorder do have a history of child abuse and trauma in their childhood. Just
maybe trauma, but not child abuse. But yeah, maybe I have trauma.
Yeah,
I mean, my parents were alcoholics, so I mean, like,
yeah. So I'm just saying it could be correlated.
Could be
correlated.
You don't know.
But we'll see. We'll see what the test says. We'll see.
Yeah, but don't narcissists don't know their traits? Like they don't.
No, they know. They know. They just don't care.
A lot of narcissists, they think they're grandeur. Like they think they can't be wrong. Like they physically think they can't be wrong. But a lot of narcissists can figure out that they have this issue, and that's when they can like fix it, because they can acknowledge that, oh, hey, maybe I'm not that great. And then they have to learn, like they have to literally learn empathy. That's what they do in therapy for narcissism, is they learn empathy. And it's like teaching a toddler, like, anything. It's, it's going against their basic nature, I guess. But because they think they can do no wrong, they do a lot of wrong. So, yeah. They just think it's okay if they do it. It's just not okay if you do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh shit, sorry buddy. My chair went back and I hit his little tail and he doesn't care. He's like, okay. You just looked at me. That's it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the first question is, well, not first, halfway through. First question.
41.
41, you're right. Don's keeping very strong notes. I wonder if that's like a symptom.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep lists of things that interest me, even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, historical facts, and other dates.
Always.
I use lists as a coping mechanism for my anxiety.
Actually, it's always now, like true now, not when I was a kid.
Yeah, mine's more true now than because I had to learn that as a coping.
Yeah, because like as a kid, it didn't. I didn't give a shit.
Mine was true always. As a kid, I used to spend my time going through every hair. This is okay. This was before like computers, internet, wikis of everything. Okay. So I used to go through my Harry Potter books and write down a list of every fictional, like every book that's in the Harry Potter book, like every book that's ever mentioned, like a title of a book at one of the bookstores in the Harry Potter books.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so I used to write like the whole list, like every school list, as well as when they're in like the bookstores and stuff, they'll walk past books and there'll be a bunch of titles. And so I write down those titles. I used to keep books of the books in Harry Potter.
Oh. Maybe I did stuff like that as a kid because I would put, like, see, now I would do like dungeons when playing games. I would write everything down and draw the map things and items I was holding on to. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say always. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
right? It's so weird. Like, and like, I'm like, how did no one like, like, people knew I spending hours writing these lists that are useless. Like, I should have started like the wiki, but you know, I didn't have a computer, so I wrote it in notes. Okay, yeah. So it just made me visualize things better if I knew all the lore of every single thing, and I learned by writing it out. So that's what I did. Useless lists. Okay, next question. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down.
Always.
always.
True now and true when I was a kid.
Whole life.
Yes.
Yeah.
We used to have nap parties.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah. We're like, no, we need to we're not doing anything today. Let's just turn the
We'd
lights
put
off.
on the radio and take a nap while the music was playing.
Yeah, that's it. Just focus. Let's not even talk to each other. Let's just lay here in the dark listening to music.
Trauma bond.
Yay!
That's why we're friends.
We
Just asking why? It's because of that.
Yeah, that's why Kyle and I are still married. It's trauma bonding.
Yeah.
I like to talk things over with my friends.
Yes. More now than when I was younger.
True now. Yeah.
I find when I was younger, I used to just talk at my friends. You know, not like it wasn't very with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Every time you talk to somebody, it goes like nothing, you're just like blah, and then nothing came back. Yeah.
Maybe like the side eye, like looking, I gotta.
And then they would just do a different conversation. Yeah. You're like, okay, fuck me then. Like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all lived the same life. Okay. The same experience. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I am saying.
Never. Because we just talked about how, oh, fine. You're not going to listen to me? Sure.
I feel like as a kid, I didn't notice. But now I can kind of pick it up. I feel like as a kid, it's like, I was just like, oh, okay.
It's true now.
No, mine's always.
Wait, okay. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored.
Oh, never.
Okay. So I'm rereading.
So hard.
Okay, so for Dawn, you always cannot tell?
No, true now, not when I was a kid.
Okay. So wait, you could tell when you were a kid?
No, I can tell now.
So it's I cannot tell.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So same as me. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very linguistic here. Okay. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking.
Never.
Okay, what was that?
It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking. For me, I'm just putting true only when I was younger because, again, I just feel like I wasn't very socially aware. I just like tried. I was like this little happy puppy, just like wanting to like float around and be like, someone give me attention. So I didn't really pay attention to others.
I would always pay attention, so mine would be never.
Yeah. I was hyper
Never.
Yeah, I was hyper aware. Yeah.
I was constantly the new kid because I like moved every year. So I feel like I never like was friends with anyone long enough to like develop a deeper connection than like basic small talk. So for me, every conversation was small talk. So it took a little bit.
Not just like with my peers, but like, so my mom would go to like the bar and whatever, and she'd take me because, you know, that's what you did in the 90s. And I would like watch and listen to all the adults in their conversations like a creep. And I would like, yeah, like that was just what I would do. I'd watch and listen.
Yeah.
I was a creepy child now that I think about it.
No, you were an author.
There was a lot of creepy adults in the bar.
No,
There
like,
was.
So like, you know, you were doing the right thing. Like that's
I was also just gonna say that's author brain, right? You were just getting you were watching your surroundings to get ideas for the future. That's what authors do.
Oh.
Okay. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times.
Always.
always. Was this not a question already? Or was that like a different textures or something?
There was one about textures. Like there's
Yeah.
textures that give you the ick or whatever, however they worded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's still always for me. I've always same thing can be different. Like Mr. Noodles, that's like my comfort food. But like lately I'm like, oh, it smells terrible and feels different. And so I'm like, no, thank you.
I hate when like you make your comfort food and you don't realize it's giving you the ick until you're about to eat it.
Yeah. That's stupid. I hate it.
Okay, I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others.
Never.
Never for both of you?
I guess so.
So like, well, I feel more comfortable now dating, but I'm not dating. I've been with Kyle since I was 18. You know, like it's dating stupid. It's too much work. Yeah. I couldn't just like go meet multiple people in a row kind of thing. Like it's So we'll say I'm more comfortable with it now than I was when I was younger.
So true now then?
Yes. Yeah. True now.
Yeah, I put true only now as well. I find I was very sociable as a kid, but most of the time it was just because, again, I was craving that like attention that I wasn't getting elsewhere. But as an adult, I kind of, I again taught myself these social skills by like reading books and learning to talk good, and be likable. There's a lot of self-help books about that. So now I'm less, or I get nervous until I'm in the situation. The anticipation of the situation makes me more nervous than being in it.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. No, it does. Yeah. Like the buildup, like
I
have trouble leaving my house. So to like go to the grocery store, I'm like anxious all the way until the grocery store. But even though I'm like anxious in the grocery store, it's not as bad as on the way to the grocery store.
Yeah. Okay. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems.
Never.
Yeah. No. I like if I have a similar story, I'll like repeat my similar story as like
you're always trying to be helpful, Sonia.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like
you're always
asking like when I told you about like my emails like screwing up, you're automatically like, okay, let's fix this together. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
yeah,
that I guess, yeah. I'm like, let's help. Yeah, I am overly helpful. Yeah.
yeah.
So yours like true now then?
I'm gonna say I'm probably always like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, that sucks.
Anyway,
but I don't care.
Anyways.
yeah.
Dawn's the people we don't like in conversation that side eye and then change the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
me. Why are you guys my friend? I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys have each other though, so like when I do that, you're just like whatever, because you guys can do like talk with each other, and I can just
do our
like
own thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Just chimes in once in a while.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Like, right?
right,
Yeah.
totally right.
Okay, I've been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high pitched.
Young. It's not childish, but like whenever like I answer someone's phone for like work or anything, or I like on the phone for work, they're just like, oh, like you sound really young. Like, who is that young person? Like, it's, but I don't
Always?
use baby
Or
talk.
Just it
So
just
it'd
says,
be true
have
now
you
then
been
for you?
told? Yeah, because if it's just a young voice and you're not young, then I guess as a kid, if they said, "Oh, you have a young
Yeah,
voice,"
no, it's a
you were
normal
young.
voice. It was,
So
I had a mature voice before. You sound so mature. You're so mature. Now it's, you sound so young. I don't know. Maybe I just peaked at like a 16-year-old talky talk. I don't know. Like,
So it'd be always then, right? Like you always get told.
always something's going on with my voice. Yeah.
I've never had anyone mention my voice. I don't think. Not that I can recall.
Your voice is normal.
yeah.
It sounds normal to me.
I as a kid, I got told I had an accent before. I got asked where I was from, and I said here, and they're like, no, but like where? Because I talked weird, I guess. I grew out of that. I guess I used to say my A is weird. But now I get told I fluctuate a lot. So I'm very animated in my voice, I guess. I don't know what that is, but yeah. So always. Sometimes a thought or a subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it even if no one is interested.
Oh, true now.
Yeah, true. Except for like it would just go on deaf ears.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's like you still like, it's not whether or not they're listening. It's just you have to talk about it.
I just have to outburst it. Like there's
I just
knowing
want to know what's happening in my life. We're friends. That's how it's supposed to go. But also, I'll say stuff that's in my brain and I'll have to finish the thought, like even if it's really stupid. There was a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse or solar something. It was a fucking eclipse. And I'm like, is the moon and the sun in the sky at the same time? I already knew the answer, but I had to finish that stupid thought in my head out loud. And Kyle makes fun of me all the time for it. He's like, remember when you thought the moon and the sun were not in the sky at the same time and you were confused? I was like, I wasn't confused. It was just a thought I had to say out loud. But I have that a lot where there's like a thought in my head and I can't keep it inside.
Sometimes a thought in my mind, I have to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't make
so
sense.
It always,
was it
have you
always?
always done it or no?
Oh, yeah, always.
Okay.
Wow.
I was a weird kid.
Question 51. We're getting
We're
there.
like
We're
going
making
through
progress.
Like we learned our lesson from the last time. We're like, we can't have this going for an hour and a half, guys. Like we need to get this done.
Well, your story was going on. I'm like, no, Sonia, has it been always true or was it true now? Like, you're like, give me the answer. Let's go.
See, this is why you need a sociopath in your group. They're gonna keep things going on point. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your story.
This is why we're friends. See, we need you to be like, no, let's go.
Yeah,
Shut
you
up.
balance us. See, me and Sonia would be like emotional wrecks if it was just us. We'd be like, oh my God. And you're
That's why, like, at your parties, you make me like kick everyone out. You're like, I can't emotionally deal, and I'm all like, get the fuck out, guys, go.
It's true. Don used to be my house party bouncer.
Yeah.
Okay. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things by my eyes, etc., etc., etc.
Only when I was younger. I would like rock back and forth.
You would rock a lot, yeah.
I don't do that now.
Yeah, you do. We were together recently.
Not when like before I'd be like listening to music and I would do it, and like no, I don't do that anymore.
Okay, we're gonna see the next time we're together. I'm gonna watch you. Like a creep. I'm gonna be like, see?
When we're together and we're drinking, that's usually like, okay, a lot of statistically especially undiagnosed autistics tend to have substance abuse disorders because it helps them feel more normal because it, alters your brain. So when Dawn's like a little drunk, that's when she's most likely to unmask. So
we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, so that's what we'll watch. We'll be like, okay, she's starting to rock. Is she doing it?
I'll put always, whatever.
You're like in denial.
We're bullying into the answers.
Yeah. No, I don't care. I don't notice personally. Like I noticed when I was younger, obviously. But as I grew up, I feel like I changed a bit. Like I don't do it as much but maybe when I'm drinking I don't notice.
I think when you were younger, so many people commented on it. But now as an adult, no one's commenting on it like that. So maybe that's why you don't notice.
Well, like I said, I would do it like listening to music, watching TV, whatever. I don't do it like I'm more still now during those like episodes.
You're too tired now? You're like, fuck, I can't.
Like if I rock, I'm gonna fall asleep.
I don't. I do. I fiddle. I've been doing it the whole time we've been recording today. I was like, I don't do anything, but here I am, like fiddling with my hair. So yeah, I fiddle.
Always
to fall asleep. I need to fiddle. Always fiddly. Like
I still love those blankets, but like they used to always have like the outer rim that was like a silk thing.
Old school blankets.
The old school blankets.
Yeah.
And I used to take that and I'd do this and I'd roll up all the whole silk part until it was like this ball of silk in my hand. And then I'd start again. I love those blankets.
I used to love the army blankets. There was these blankets that were gray and wool, and they like gave them to like army people, and like my like grandma had them, and then somehow my mom ended up with them. And I was like, these are the greatest blankets ever. I love the way they felt, how heavy they were. They were thin though. The best blankets ever.
I miss old blankets. I feel like old blankets now just don't hit as hard. Yeah,
that's right. They don't hit right.
I've been watching too many Zoomers on TikTok, so I'm updating my lingo. Keeping up with the times. Okay.
You don't want to be a boomer.
No, I'm not I'm an almost old millennial. What's the oldest millennial now? Like 42?
I don't know.
Elder millennials are
early 40s, I think.
Yeah, 41, 42.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm like a midway millennial.
You're almost baby millennial. Sorry about your luck. Yeah.
I'm not. I think baby millennial is like 27.
98. 97, 95. 95.
I'm 91.
All right. So you're like the cusp of middle. Almost there, we'll say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, question 52.
Oh, thank you, John.
You guys like going on about millennials. I'm like, hey, like we get it. Moving on.
I have never been interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting.
Dawn hates everything I'm interested in.
Yeah, but like I'm interested in books and I have people that are mutual interested in books with me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but is that most of the people though? Or is that a niche and you found a niche? Like if you go to a brony convention, you're not going to be like, wow, most of the people think bronies are okay. You're going to go, oh, I found a niche. You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So then never.
My husband met a brony. Okay, so Chris is on tour, was gone for 10 days, and he was on the bus. He had to take buses to some of the cities because they didn't have airports. And there was a grown ass man with a bunch of stuffed My Little Ponies on his way to a brony convention.
That's
They talked a
cool.
little bit. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, cool. He said, I think he's autistic. And then I was like, oh yeah? And he's like, he acts like you. And I said, well, just don't fall in love.
Oh,
So, yeah. He met a real life brony.
I love when people have interests like that.
Me
Like,
too.
like people like, oh, you can't like kids shows. Like my kids are like, oh, like I can't watch. What is it? It's late that Ladybug show. Kara's like 21, and she's like, oh, like John, who is her sperm donor dad, is like, that's too childish for you. Don't watch those kinds of things. It would always make her feel terrible. I was like, fuck, there's no age limit on having fun. Like, you're not hurting anyone. Do your thing. Do your thing. I think anyone can like My Little Pony, or whatever. And it's just unfortunate that grown like men who are adult men get like a bad rep for liking those things. Like, I think it's great.
Totally agree. That's why I love the Bob's Burgers episode about it.
Yeah, I love
that. Where they're just like scamming kids. They're not making it weird.
Yeah, that is weird though. Needing to scam a kid.
I'm putting never because for me it's like I was never really interested in like a lot of mainstream things until I felt like I needed to be interested in it, and I have like this skill where it's like my special interest is knowing a little about a lot of things. So for me it's like, oh, someone's interested in this thing, well, I can like research it and then kind of like it enough to like converse with them about it. So
yeah, I just molded my interest.
Yeah,
I put mine on the back burner, and then although I do like those things, like reading books, like I would read like all the Goosebumps, but then there was like, as I got older, there was like better books. Like I would read like Mist of Avalon and all of the Forgotten Realm books. So like I had friends that read those types of books, so I was able to, not the Forgotten Realms, just the other ones. All of my Forgotten Realm books were from my brother, so I was able to talk to him about it. But I think family doesn't count. Does family count?
Yeah.
They're here.
Stuff. Well, it says most of the people, so it has to be like something mainstream, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just most of the people in your family.
Just my brothers.
I don't know. I look at like so many things. Like even if people are like listening to a type of music that I might not like, in quotation marks, I'm still like, wow, someone did that music and they wrote that and they recorded that and they put that out there. Like that's good for them. You know, like so it's like
I
still
happy for other people's stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You could talk to me about sports. I'm not interested in it, but I'll love talking to you about it. Like whatever your interest is, that's my interest too.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
So what is that?
I just put never. I put never because I said because I'm interested in everything.
Yeah, so. I can be interested. I'm not interested in everything, but I can be.
Yeah.
Like, so what's your answer then?
The potential.
Never. The potential.
Never.
Yeah, never.
What about
is yours? Never.
Mine was never.
Of course it was.
Always never.
I like what I like, and I don't care about other people like.
Well, then yours would be always, wouldn't it?
No.
I have never been interested in what most of the people I know.
All right, so yeah, mine would be always.
So you have been. Wait, you have never been interested.
Never. Yeah, I have never been.
She doesn't give a shit about other people always.
Right, got it. Yeah. See, sometimes they flip how it should be answered.
I know.
It's the negatives. Okay. I am considered a compassionate type of person.
Never. That's a strong one right there. Explanation point. Never.
Never. No, I'm pretty compassionate about everything.
Yeah, you are always compassionate.
Is it about interests or is it about people?
A compassionate type of person.
Just compassionate, which you are.
Yeah, everything. Doesn't matter what it is. I fucking go hard.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I'm scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me look normal.
Always.
For me, it was when I was younger. I have less rules. Actually, oh no, maybe I have rules, but they kind of like I kind of molded them into who I am as a person. Huh. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't have rules. People just like me who I am, and then people don't like me. So I don't have rules. I'm just me.
Well, see, it's the look normal part that gets me because I don't do it to like
'cause it's
look
masking.
normal. I look to be likable. Like
Which is a normal trait.
Yeah, no, but sometimes being quirky makes people like you more.
It doesn't.
Being normal.
They only
But
like
being quirky
quirky
isn't
when it's
normal.
the new girl, but not when it's real life. Like people are like, oh, you're like the new girl, but then when I'm like myself, they're like, no, that's not good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like I have like I know the right amount of quirk to give to be like likable in a situation when I'm like first meeting people and stuff. You don't give it all on first date, you know? You gotta tease them into it.
I do.
I just all out there all the time. Well, sometimes it depends. I have to feel your vibe. See, like I don't know this question. Like it depends on the person. If a person is like comfortable enough to be myself, then I'm myself. And if they're not, then I'm not myself. I don't care about being normal. So whatever it is, I don't care about being normal. Either I'm myself around you or I'm not.
So then it would be never.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. Never.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, never. I don't care about rules or being normal. I'm either myself around you or I'm not.
Okay. It is very difficult for me to work and function in groups.
Yes. Always.
Yeah, always.
I'm gonna say
love groups. Like
I don't like group work because a lot of the time it's you're chasing people to get stuff done or you're having
group work,
right.
I don't ever agree with the people that are doing the work, like in how they do it, and I'm like, no, that's not how I would have done it, and therefore that's why I hate group work because I don't agree with them.
Yeah, I feel like and like depending on what it is, obviously like certain topics can be brought up and hey, I can get passionate about that. Oh my god, who knew? I used to like I got a sociology degree, which requires a lot of fucking group work around like political shit and that kind of stuff, and so there's a lot of debates there. So I'm just trying to. I feel like when I was younger, I was just more passive. So it seemed like I worked well when I just kind of like
you just
followed.
Do what you wanted,
yeah. So I'm gonna say true. So true across the board.
That we don't like. Yeah, don't like always.
It's always. Difficult. That it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult always. I get super
frustrated. We can't do
cranky.
it.
I just get cranky. That's it. Cranky.
When I am talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused.
I could change the subject. We're random already. Like I feel like
that's I'm fine with the it's never an issue with me.
That's the ADHD.
I don't pay attention enough half the time to even care. But like, we're not okay.
Yeah, Don's just like, I'm not listening to you, bitches.
I disassociate so much, like.
I wonder if there's a question on here about that.
Yeah, never. I just because I can't stay on topic. Although I love being like, I do like staying on topic for some things. Like when we started the podcast, it was all about it. It was nothing else. When we did the not for profit, the for the pregnancy people thing. That's all I could talk about. Like, so I am pretty focused on things, but I'll change the subject if other people change the subject, and then I'll go back to what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just take the long way.
I do, yeah. All right, we're done. We'll go back to what I'm saying.
Yeah, there we go. Find a way back. I mean, we're pretty good at we do that on our podcast. We start with the topic, we'll go all around, and we're like, oh yeah, let's get back.
Yeah, let's go back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, the topic at hand, you know? Okay. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises like vacuum cleaners, people talking too much or too loudly.
Yes, I had to put headphones on, like with music.
Yeah, I wear
on.
headphones too.
Yeah. Always since I was younger. Yeah. As soon as I could. It was
No, I can adapt to that. Like different noises.
You can like zone it out.
Yeah.
That's where the disassociating comes in.
That's right. I fucking did that. Like astral projection here.
So not even as a kid?
No, not even as a kid. I would zone out. Like I'd be so focused on my TV show. People would call my name and I wouldn't pay attention. I just wouldn't hear them.
I just want to say one of the tests they do on 18-month and younger kids is ask them call their name and see if they turn. So when they're diagnosing autism, I just putting it out there. I can chat and make small talk with people.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can. But do you feel comfortable is a whole other thing.
Well, some people can't. So some people can't.
Yeah, no, I can. Because then standing in silence with people make me feel more awkward.
Yeah, I was gonna fit.
I can't unless I like you. Then I can sit in silence. But if I don't know you or don't like you, there needs to be communication always until I'm gone.
So is that true always for you?
Oh, me for always. I think ever since I was little.
Yeah, no, for me, when I was younger, I'd probably just sit in silence unless you started the conversation. Then I could probably jump in. But other than that, it wasn't until I was like older and got more comfortable, like really debating, I guess, that I'd find entering small talks. It's like, oh, this is the easy conversation. Wait till we get to the tough stuff, you know?
I just find silence comforting also. Like,
same.
If you don't have to like force conversation, like that's what I feel small talk is. It's forced conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you done?
Mine's always. I can always like do small talk. I just don't like to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about your feelings. So
yeah,
right?
Asking you the weather. Whatever.
But I can do it in a social standing because it's polite or social etiquette. But that doesn't mean
rules you're following. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove.
No, I'm complete opposite. Like whatever the opposite is.
You're
like,
hypersensitive.
Yeah, whatever the opposite is.
So you would be never, Sonia.
Never.
Mine would be true now, not when I was a kid. I'd feel everything as a kid, but now not so much.
I've always had like a high pain tolerance, and it's always been like my thing. Like a lot, like I don't work out. Fuck, I give up on that. But I always like can lift almost like more than Chris sometimes, even though he does work out. And part of it is just because he is hypersensitive to pain, and I'm like hyposensitive to pain. And I feel like pain is really just that's your strength threshold. Because if I lift something heavy, it might hurt someone else to lift that amount, but like I don't feel it. I just fucking just go. Like all my tattoos, like I fall asleep during them. I've broken my toe and I didn't realize for a little bit. Dislocated my shoulder a couple times, didn't realize. So yeah. I used to react to pain, but it wasn't like ow, it hurt. It was that embarrassment feeling, like if someone watched.
Oh yeah. So
that
when
hurt.
Yeah. When I had a C-section, I was in so much pain. And the nurse is like, how much pain are you in? I'm like a 2. Like my gauge, like how people want me to tell them how much pain I'm in, I can't. Like, I have no fucking idea what you want me to say. Because I'm not going to die. They're always like, 10 means you're going to die. I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm not a fucking little bitch about it. But please give me something. Because I'm not crying doesn't mean I'm not in pain. Like, so it's a really weird question. Like, I'm super sensitive. Like, if Kyle pokes me in the arm, if my skin feels like it's on fire for a few seconds. Like, it's crazy. But like, people aren't like, oh, like what I would rate that as like a 2 too. Like, C-section and pokey arm, I'll just say it's 2. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I would say you're never, because it really specifies like things that should so things that should feel painful are not, and your things that shouldn't feel painful are.
Yeah.
So the opposite.
Is it never, like, for sure?
Yeah. Okay. Never.
Okay. When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or to listen.
Always.
I interrupt so much.
Always,
I'm so sorry.
We do it so much on our podcast too. Yeah, so we're like doing it
literally
now.
our whole podcast with interruptions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I just get I'm like I gotta say this thing before I forget. Like, the thought is there. You know how we were talking about when you have the thought, you just have to
you spit it out.
Yeah.
Or you want to be heard before people, when there's like a break, before people go on and ignore you. You know, that's a trauma response. You're just like,
same.
I need to just throw that out there before you guys forget I exist. Like,
sometimes I'm editing and I'll hear like someone say something and then I'll think of like a response to that. I'm like, oh man, I should have said blank a blank. And then I'll hear myself say it. And I'm like, oh good, I did say it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I said the right thing.
Wow, yay. Here I was thinking I thought a new thought, but no, the same response triggered the exact same thought. I'm like, okay.
I'm winning conversation.
I am considered a loner by those who know me best. Never for me. I've never been considered a loner.
I've always had Dawn Marie around. So that's not really considered a loner.
I'm not considered a loner.
So
I would like to be a loner, but I'm not.
Okay, well, that one was easy. I usually speak in a normal tone.
I feel like these are repeat questions.
Well, they're asking you them in different ways. If you take any sort of mental health like questionnaire, they do this too because they want to make sure that you're answering.
See, this is why there is right and wrong answers. You're like, there is none. There is.
There isn't. It's just like your answers should match if you're answering truthfully, but they're allowed to be a little off. You know,
I'm never told I have a weird voice.
So you always speak in a normal tone?
I feel like I do, yeah. Except for when people like you have a young voice. But I feel like that's just my register.
Yeah,
like,
not your tone.
Yeah.
Mine's always.
That's your pitch, not your tone.
Yeah. A little bit. I
can't.
Wait,
what is yours, Don? You're always?
Always. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I like things to be exactly the same day after day, and even small changes in my routines upset me.
Oh, like routines, 100% need to be the way they are. But like if it's plans that weren't part of my routine and they flop, I don't give a shit. But daily routine, always needs to be the way it is.
I thrive on chaos. That's when I'm strongest. When I'm like at my peak performance is when all hell is breaking loose. Like that. All right, I got this.
Yeah, I put true only when I was younger. I feel like as an adult, going through adult things, I've gotten better at handling things that come up.
I've always had to be adaptable like my whole life. So I feel like that's just who I am. The trauma response.
Yeah, I feel like I always had to be adaptable, but I felt like I was still melting down. It just wasn't. It was always like I would deal with the problem, and then melt down after. Like I could keep composure until I didn't need to keep composure anymore. You know, like the minute I closed my bedroom door, it's over for me.
Like I'm done.
I'm done.
No, like when I was working, I would hate finding out like certain days where head office was coming in, right? Because it'd freak me out. It's not part of regular routine. I'd have to like double check shit. It would upset me every single time, and like anxiety would kick in just like that because it's different.
Fair.
Yeah.
How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me.
Always.
You say always?
Always. It's always a mystery to me.
I said true only when I was younger because I read a book. Now it's not a mystery. I have all the mysteries unlocked. I'm confused about it. It's not a mystery. But I'm still confused about it. I don't I don't understand.
Just say always.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably a mystery. Why not?
Okay, it calms me to spin around or to rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed.
Isn't this like the fiddle
Always.
Yeah, this is like if you're stressed, does like rocking movements or spinning movements make you feel better?
Running makes me feel better.
Yeah, so you always need to move.
Yeah. I need to like move the stress away. Like
my computer chair is literally a rocking chair. Like,
yeah, ooh, yeah.
I pace. I will walk back and forth and stuff when I'm stressed. I can't sit still.
So always for you?
Yeah, that's how they stim too. They're just like running in their rooms, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not running. That's a lot of work. I'll walk, like I'll pace.
You're like, no.
I'll sit on my ass and let my chair do the work for me. Okay.
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm not doing anything.
No. Just gonna do a little rock. The phrase "he wears his heart on his sleeve" does not make sense to me.
Always.
Never.
Yeah, never for me. Yeah. I get
it. I get it. I understand it, but at the same time, I don't understand who would think of something like that. Like, it makes no sense. Hearts don't go on sleeves. Like, I get the idea behind it. It means you're exposed.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how they came up with the heart going on the sleeve part. Like, why didn't they say, like, your heart is outside of your chest or something? That would have made more sense,
It doesn't have a good ring to it.
That doesn't make any sense. Your heart's out of your chest? That's bad news.
It's normally in, and then it comes out as an exposed.
I think
on your sleeve.
Yeah, but your hand is on your sleeve, right? And like if it's so it's like you're handing it to someone. Like it's
we all see it as different things. Mine, like when your heart is on your sleeve, heart means emotions, and you're wearing it. It's part of your clothing, so everyone can see your emotions.
I think Sonia's actually right on this one.
No, I was thinking like a magician. I was thinking like magician. Magicians out of their sleeves. It's like, it's my heart.
You're gonna say never there, Jessica. You don't understand, or always.
Yeah, it's just gonna be with me on the always, where Sonia's on the never.
That's fantastic. I love that. Oh.
Oops. I thought I knew. I'm crying.
Fucking Spider-Man it. Like
well, I just thought, it's like, it's a magic trick. He's opening up his emotions.
That's not it.
It's definitely not.
It was closer than your heart on your chest.
No, I said your heart out of your chest.
Yeah, out.
Like, it just means it's like out instead of in. Like, okay, whatever.
Not a fucking cartoon. Like,
okay, and a heart on a sleeve, like a heart in a hand would make sense, but why on the fucking sleeve? Like,
it just gets Bruce Lee, just.
No, okay, whatever.
Not an
actual
my heart. It's an expression for feelings.
Yeah, I got that part.
Yeah,
I
get that. But putting it on a piece of clothing is fucking weird.
It's not a shape of a heart.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Putting feelings on clothing is fucking weird. Like,
You're taking it too literally, you fucking autism.
me, fucker.
This question is probably worth 10 points.
10 points, Gryffindor.
Oh my god. I was actually a Ravenclaw. Okay.
I was a Hufflepuff.
Of course you were.
Domry's Slytherin all the way.
100%.
I'm gonna take your word for it because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Harry Potter.
Back when it was cool.
Yeah, I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now.
You didn't like anything.
You
I know.
don't fucking like anything.
know.
Fucking fairy porn only. I'm sorry. That wasn't in books when we were younger.
Hey, there was Harry Potter fanfic porn online if you look
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
you gotta like Yahoo Google it. Yahoo chat. There you go.
Lots of Draco Malfoy stuff going on in there. Anyway, next question. If I am in a place where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises, or bright lights, I feel anxious or frightened.
Always.
Always. I do feel anxious.
Yeah.
Always.
It's not saying you're running away. It's just saying you're feeling anxious.
Yeah.
I would have to run. I'd be like, no, I gotta go.
Well, that's the minute when I like use the headphones because then at least I'm controlling what I'm listening to. And I hate when multiple people are talking. Like in a like that kind of I need either hundreds of people talking where it can kind of mold into one sound, or like not too many people talking together. If I can hear every individual conversation, it's too much.
Oh god, that would drive me nuts.
Right? Yeah. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else.
Not you guys.
No, never. Never.
I'm saying true only now because most of the time I can. I think, like sarcasm and that kind of stuff, or when someone kind of like is saying like, oh yeah, maybe, I know that they're like meaning no.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I didn't know so much. I was just like, oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, true now.
Mine's true always.
Okay. I like to be. Well, sorry.
Wait. Yeah. Wait. Can you go back to the what was the wording for that one?
I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. Not negative this time.
Yeah. What is it? What is it?
I like to be by myself as much as I can.
Always.
Always. Even like now as like having my own family, I'd be like, okay, Kyle, I need like an hour at least. Like I need to just leave me alone for an hour. Don't bother me.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those trauma response things. Like as a kid, I hated being at my house. My house was like small. I had 2 half brothers and my mom, whatever, boyfriend. So like I would constantly want to be out of my house, which meant like when you have no money and shit, going to friends' houses. It's winter, it's cold. So for me, I always wanted to be around people that weren't in my household.
Yeah.
Now though,
yeah.
Now one of the stipulations of getting a house with my husband was I got my own room. So now I love alone time. Crave it.
Oh, I love alone time. Always.
I feel like maybe as a kid I just didn't know what alone time meant because like what was I gonna do? To sit in my room and stare at a wall?
Yes,
have anything in there.
That's what I did. That was like the best. You just lay there, close your eyes. Yeah.
No, that made me anxious. Can't even do yoga because of shit like that. Like I can feel my blood moving.
I just listen to music. You listen to music. I can't have silence.
Yeah. Okay, I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards, and I pick out the ones I need by looking through the stack and finding the right one, or in another unique way.
That's a mind palace. That's what a mind palace is. I don't actually have a real life mind palace. It's fucking crazy in here.
I categorize But I don't like visualize me.
I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck, I gotta pee.
No, you guys are gonna talk always, so it doesn't matter.
And edit it.
Yeah, for me, I don't visualize the like filing cabinets and stuff. I just I know I'll compartmentalize. Like I'm like all these thoughts for this thing are over here, and all these thoughts for this thing are over here, and then I just pick and choose what thought box I need.
Mine's whatever. Like whatever happens. Like people ask me on the spot, like, or like I say like a lot.
Okay, I edit some of them out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It has to be situational. Now, see, now I can't think. My thoughts are situational. That's what they are. I'm fly seat of my pants. Yeah, I don't even know what that's saying anymore. I don't know what's going on. Let's just go on.
Okay. Next question is the same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it has not changed.
No.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think so.
I know I'm not very good at audio processing. Like just in general, like I need the things in front of me, or I need someone to like repeat multiple times. Like I'm not very good with that. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. With my friends.
Friends only.
Friends only, but I do enjoy it.
I enjoy food.
She doesn't enjoy us though. She's like, fuck you guys.
Fuck you, bitches.
I mean, if you're there or not there, I'm still gonna enjoy the food. So like,
no, it has to be with people. That's the question.
Yeah,
I know. And so I would be okay with it. So always with food, I would like your company.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does say eating and talking. So it's not eating or talking. So there is food involved.
I do find eating well in a social situation is very helpful.
Exactly. Because like for those awkward silences, you can just stuff your face and be like, I was busy eating. I don't have to contribute to this conversation.
Yes. But when I'm with my friends, I'm okay with silence. You know? So
yeah.
I don't know.
So you'd be always too, Sonia?
Always, yeah.
I love it when we have like a question that we all get the same answer on. It's like, that's the right one.
Yeah. See, there are right and wrong.
Okay, we're getting we're getting close actually. Oh
yeah, we're at 73, right?
We're so close, guys. Yeah.
7 more.
Oh, yes. Okay. I can't tolerate things I dislike, like smells, textures, sounds, or colors.
Always.
Yeah, you don't like them.
Like, well, yeah, but
tolerate them.
Tolerate them. So,
like, if there's something you like, don't like, but can you tolerate it for other people or whatever, for whatever reason?
I'm saying true only now because I just feel like over time I've just built up that tolerance and I can kind of like get through.
Like power through?
Yeah, it's like I kind of know what the payout is, and I have like that full frontal cortex long-term thinking ability that you don't really have as a kid, where you just want to get out of the situation, get out of the clothing, get out of the whatever.
Was it negative or positive?
I can't.
Yeah. Okay. So always I can't.
Yeah.
So then you would be
only when I was younger.
Only when I was 6. Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm like, so it's, yeah. You know, since I got COVID, it's a lot better. My life is a lot better. Cleaning up after the dogs, I can do a lot more. Going into the bathroom after the kids have been in the bathroom, I can do it a lot more.
So
COVID's the cure to autism, I guess.
Fucking yeah. There we go. so it would be less now. It's only been the last year.
So true only when you were younger?
Yeah.
It's true on most occasions. But
so you want to do true always?
Yeah, let's do always, because I feel like maybe one day, my long-term COVID would go away, like hopefully.
No, that would mean she can't. So if it was true always, that means she would always never be able to do it. And since she...
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Like always not being able to. Yeah.
She's
always
saying...
being able to or always not? Because it's a can't. The words can't. You can't do it.
I can't do it. So always, since my whole life.
Yeah. Fucking negatives, I'm telling you.
I know. I've always been a sensitive little bitch.
Okay. I don't like to be hugged or held.
Always.
Oh, always.
See, for me, it's I do. But it needs to be someone I know, and it needs to be one of those like squeezes.
Like a big hold.
Like, oh
yeah.
Like you gotta break my bones when you hold me. Like,
oh, that makes me cringe. I hate feeling like that. Oh, I'm the opposite on that end.
I
hate those. I feel constricted. I feel like, nope.
I love that. I had this one friend in high school. He was actually at my wedding. I don't know, probably didn't meet him, but his name is Tyler. But all through high school, and however, I referred to him. He was Lunchbox. That was his nickname. And he was this big guy, and he would crack my back anytime I was feeling a little sore. He would just like lift me up and just. And I was like, oh, thank you. He even did it at the wedding, so it was a good reunion. Yeah, it was nice and sweet. I wasn't sure if he was gonna make it. So for me, I'm gonna say true only now because I didn't really like. I don't like the awkward hugs, like people that I'm meeting for the first time and they give me a hug. I don't like that.
See, since COVID, that doesn't happen anymore.
You say that, but music people hug.
Oh, yeah. You're like, no, it's COVID.
Well, it's like I'm out drinking with them, so it's kind of like, yeah, But then they're like, bye, and I'm like, I just met you. I don't.
Oh yeah, like it's like a social thing.
It's a light hug. I don't like light hugs. I need the squeeze. I feel like that's what it is, but I can't specify hugs, so I'm saying true only now.
I do those awkward hugs bye though. When someone initiates it, they're like bye, but like that's just you doing something uncomfortable because that's just the norm.
I never initiate a hug like that.
Yeah, never. I never initiate. Yeah.
But it's like, what do you do? They're like already mid, like where you go, fuck off. Like you can't just like swat them away. I mean, you could, but they would think that's rude, and then it's awkward.
Yeah, right. I think now though it's more acceptable to be like, oh, thank you.
I always like put my arm in front, like when people try like that. I don't, especially if I don't know them. I'll put my arm in front, like, no, we're okay. Like I like cross check them almost, like,
yeah, boom.
Yeah,
uppercut.
No, shield. So what was your answer, Sonia?
Oh, I hate being touched.
Yeah, true.
Always.
Yeah.
Always hate being touched. Yeah.
When I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route or I can get very confused and upset. And this is true for me. I used to take the long ways because the only way to places was that I knew was like the bus route. So I would just like walk the bus route to get places. Cause that's how I knew.
I wouldn't get confused, but I would get upset sometimes. Like if it's out of routine, yeah. Like I have to go a certain way. Yeah.
When I was in high school, university, that kind of thing, I would always have to take the same routes to my classes. Like I know there's other ways there, but it's like I have to take this route because that's the way I knew it.
I get lost all the time.
Right?
Even taking the same route. So I wouldn't say I'm confused. I just get lost a lot.
That's pretty confusing. Yes, if you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
That's being confused.
Yes. Like I'll get lost in my head and I'll take a turn where I shouldn't have took a turn. I'll be, where the fuck am I?
And that is confusion.
I guess so. Yeah, that is confusion. That is confusion. You're right. Yeah, I get confused.
So
always, even
now. I'm always too.
Always.
I just get upset because I like a certain path. Not that I get lost or confused. I just like certain ways.
If I don't take my route, I get lost. 100%.
I get lost. I'm not even intentionally doing this. It's not like an intentional thing where I have to take the same route. I just get lost. I don't know. So I don't know the answer.
Like I guess always.
Just always. Just put her always. Yeah.
Confused.
Always confused. I am always confused. It's frustrating sometimes.
Yes. It is difficult to figure out what other people expect from me. True for me.
What if you just don't care?
Yeah.
Oh, I just
Then
don't care.
I guess it's never.
Never. Yeah.
Never.
Never.
No,
I don't
for
care.
me, it's like, what do you want from me? Just tell me. Just tell me.
I do love direction though. Like tell me exactly what you want. I love that. But also, I don't care if you don't tell me. Like it's just like I'm indifferent. Like if you don't tell
one
me.
of your cookbooks should be like a sexy cookbook where you're like giving them the directions, and then the audiobook can be like, okay, I want you to crack that egg. Do it nice and slow for me. Make sure to keep the yolk intact.
If you do it too slow, the egg, the shell breaks. You can't go too slow.
Oh,
Like,
well,
have you ever
then
tried
you gotta
breaking
say
an egg really slow?
don't do it too slow. But
Not
don't do
too
it
quick
too
either.
fast either. You
Got
gotta
the
For
find
that
the
good
right
thrusting pace.
pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Don't fap for free. Check out our link tree and Patreon. Thank you.
4 more. We have 4 more left.
Okay. I like to have close friends.
That's the only ones I like.
I know.
Yeah.
Same.
Always.
Always. Okay. People tell me that I give too much detail. Always.
I don't really give too much detail.
No, you don't. I have to be like, okay, what do you buy this?
Yeah, so I'm a never.
Yeah, you're fucking never. You don't make sense.
You don't give
I'll be
any
like-
detail.
Yeah.
I don't give any detail.
What
I
if
don't.
you guys send
I
an
talk as low
email?
as possible.
Okay. Like what?
Yeah, no, I need details. So I feel like I don't give too many details. I don't.
You just need the
Yeah.
detail. You're just not
I
giving.
need the details. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give them. I need them.
So what would you be then?
Never? Or was there a time in your life that you gave too much
No
detail?
one has ever told me that's too many details. I'm sure I have given too many details, but people haven't confronted me about it.
So maybe it wasn't too much to the point where they felt like they needed to vocalize it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they just keep them stuff to themselves. That's like a big theme in my life though, is people talk about me behind my back instead of like to my face. So like people do have a problem with me a lot, but they never tell me. They tell other people. So
I would always have a problem where someone was talking behind my back and then I'd confront them to their face. So
that's not a problem.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. It's just but then it's too late. Like it's gone. Like it's just a situation. I don't care. That's the problem. Like if you don't like me, I don't give a shit.
Okay, well, we're on our final 2?
Yeah.
The last one?
Last
No,
2.
Two.
Last 2, 79 and 80.
Yep.
Okay.
So I am often told that I ask embarrassing questions. I'm gonna say true.
Maybe when I was a kid.
So just true when you were younger?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't realize that they don't want to talk about it because sometimes people bring stuff up in passing and I don't realize it's in passing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, tell me more about that. And they're like, no, what?
Like when I was younger, I would ask random things just because it would just pop in my head. And now nothing pops in my head. I just don't care. But before I was more curious, I guess. Like things would just pop in and automatically it'd spit it out. But now nothing pops in my head.
I find it might even be worse now, especially starting this podcast, because I'm like, oh, we could record this and make it content. Tell me about your butthole.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you wax?
Yeah. I was on a whole if you listen to the Gray's Taproom podcast, Tabby has her own podcast that I was on where we did talk about buttholes and waxing. So yeah.
I think if someone asks a question that like it's an inappropriate question, I answer it. Like I'm like, sure, I'll answer it, whatever.
But you just don't ask.
I don't ask, no,
Okay.
but I will engage. You ask a question, sure, whatever. I don't care. I don't have boundaries, apparently.
Maybe that's why we're friends. I was asking you embarrassing questions and you just answered. I was like, oh, I guess we're friends now. That's like, this is it. Yeah.
Although I did talk about Kyle's testicles a lot at the beginning of our podcast. Maybe that's too much detail.
You told me about Kyle's testicles the second time we met.
See, yeah,
to the
so
point
maybe I do.
Yeah,
too much detail.
well, I mean, maybe give too much detail, but you didn't
Let's
ask
go
me
back
any.
to the other one.
Okay,
Yeah,
you didn't ask me any questions about his testicles, though. So maybe that one's a never, but you do give too much detail.
I think I do give too much detail. Yeah, go back to that one. And
okay, I just changed it. Yeah, that was the question
just,
before. So.
See, we have to like think it.
So is it always then, or true now, or
we're gonna say probably always because who knows? Maybe see, I'm just not aware. So whenever I say never, I'm gonna guess I'm just not aware.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, the only reason I knew that you told me about his testicles early was for your birthday party when we went to
the
Falls.
Cards Insanity.
I made Sonia a blank card deck of it was Sonia Against Humanity, and it was just all cards related to her, and one of them was just a drawing of Kyle's testicles and penis.
Big testicles and micro penis.
Yeah, it was just a drawing. It was art.
Because his testicles are so huge, his penis looks so small. Like, it's just comparisons, okay? There's a fucking cantaloupes. Going on again. Like,
see, I would ask you for details so I could draw it. So I do ask the embarrassing questions, and you just fucking answer.
I just answer. I don't care. You wanna know something? I'll answer.
Okay. Final
last
question.
one.
Last one. We did it, guys. We did it. Okay, only took 2 episodes. I tend to point out other people's mistakes.
Always.
So fucking much. Too much. So much.
Always.
This is why we argue online to other strangers all the time.
Always. Yeah.
Always too much. This is why we're friends. See, this final question is what makes our friendship. We fucking argue with everybody because they're dumb. Well, to us, they're dumb.
Okay. I'm just getting the scores now.
Okay, they're coming in. They're coming in.
Okay, who do you want me to read first?
Dawn.
Sonia.
No, it's too bad. Dawn Marie.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ah, I got you. Oh.
Okay, so Dawn.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so just for interpretation, well, here, I'll read the score and then I'll tell you what that means. Okay. Your total is 153.
Okay.
That's a good total.
That means you're at the mean score, so the average score of autistic people, strong evidence of autism.
Yay! Strong evidence.
Okay. And if you want to break it down, your language total was 10. Your social relatedness was 68. Your sensory motor was 44. And your circumscribed interests was 31.
So that's pretty high.
Yeah. Okay. So for Sonia, she got 130.
I'm lower than you. And I have an actual diagnosis.
Yeah, I think it's your language score was lower. You got a 6 in your language score. But your social relatedness is higher than hers, while your circumscribed interest was lower. And I think part of that might have been for like the confusions between like whether you should be always or in the middle. Yeah. So I guess there was wrong answers, maybe.
I told you there was wrong answers.
But your score means the mean score of autistic people, strong evidence for autism. So you're still there.
I'm not normal.
Yeah, strong evidence for autism. That's just what it says.
Oh man. What's yours, Jessica?
And mine is 157. So I just barely tipped over Dawn's score. And mine was Dawn still had the highest score for social relatedness. Sonia had the high score for sensory motor. And I had the highest score for language, so my language subtotal, I guess. Probably because of the voice questions about
Yes,
like,
all those ones.
Yeah.
And my score means the mean score of autistic people. Strong evidence for autism. Guys,
Yay.
we're all average autism.
Yay!
Yeah! We all got the mean.
So like the reason I know I got the reason I got higher for sensory, because I do have sensory processing disorder. I have ADHD and I have ASD. I have all of them combined. Like I'm the triforce of autism. Neurodivergence, I mean. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
So yeah, and like we for circumscribed interest, Dawn actually got higher in that. I think probably, excuse me, because her specifics are very,
Specific.
specific. Yeah, she's either never or always on every.
Yeah. There's nothing
Yeah.
in the middle. So like, does it not tell you that she's a sociopath?
No, unfortunately, the scores it goes from you are not autistic to some autistic traits, but likely not autistic. The minimum score at which autism is considered, stronger indications of autism, although non-autistics may score as high. The mean score of autistic people, strong evidence for autism, that's us. Very strong evidence for autism. The maximum score autistic people acquired in Rippo's seminal paper on the RAADS-R, and then the maximum possible RAADS-R score. You're not even autistic at that point. You just win.
They give you like an award, like ta-da.
Beat the RAADS-R. I want to know what those answers are. I wonder if there's like I could probably take the test a couple times and figure out.
You're gonna try. Like, you're so autistic. You're going to try to get top autism. Like,
yeah.
We need to beat this.
I need to have the maximum possible RAADS-R score, guys.
I need to be the
my
ultimate,
goal.
ultimate autism.
Oh, that would take this is 80 questions. So I don't know how many times it would take me to I'll figure it out. I'll go over all of our answers and try to figure out where I need to switch the boxes. I'll let you guys know if I succeed, okay?
If you get ultimate, we need to know. Like
we'll celebrate.
Yeah.
Autism party. It's just a silent disco with like the lights dimmed.
Silent disco. That would be so much fun. Except
right?
for there can't be too much people in your space. It has nothing to do with like loudness. It's just like people too close.
We'll just have a big space so that people can spread out. Like we're not gonna sell tickets to maximum. That's ridiculous.
You can have like a
half
circle.
capacity.
Yeah, half capacity. This is your circle. Stay in it.
Just do like square tapes on the ground.
Yes.
Know
your limit.
Square.
Stay within it.
Okay, well, I guess now we learned how autistic we are.
Yay.
Average
autistic. Yeah, because we're like functioning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, like sometimes we're not, but like most of the time we're functioning. So like we're middle, we're average autistic because we can still
function
life
within a neurotypical society.
Yeah, the best we can.
We do our best. We try. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes we take days off. We're just like, no, we're done. But.
Well, if you were doing this quiz along with us, please let us know what your scores are in the bottom. I want to create a spreadsheet of opinionated lushes listeners' autism scores. If you don't want to share your score, that's fine too. You don't have to.
You don't have to. It's fine.
I'm just saying, if you do, I'm going to add it to a spreadsheet. So
a pie chart. That'll be fun. I feel I'm just going to post the link on socials and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me your answers, please? We're doing, please. We're for science. I'm part of like autistic group. I'm gonna give the link and tell everybody. Listen, I'm doing stats. Can you tell me how autistic? People will be so fucking offended. Like they
love it. If they're autistic, they'll love it. They'll be like, yeah.
Oh no, there's like so many people with autism that are like offended when people are like super excited about autism. Like they're just like,
Yeah.
how
There's some
dare you
people
be
with
so
autism that don't like self-diagnosed people, you know, and that kind of stuff as well. Like they don't find it as valid. Like a lot of the older generation of autism. I find like younger generations, they understand that self-diagnosis is valid, but like a lot of the older generations I found are like, you need a doctor's note.
I don't have $10,000.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I'll just like
Sometimes self-diagnosis is the only advocate you got. Like, honestly.
exactly. You need to know what's going on with yourself because
Yeah.
no one else is.
Yes.
And that way you
And
can
that,
find
like,
your
it's
own
not just
support.
autism, but that's like for across the board of your health. Like, sometimes you got to self-diagnose in order to get help. That's the way you advocate.
Nope.
Yeah. And if you're upset with self-diagnosis, then protest your government and have them fund healthcare.
That's right. Don't protest against the people doing what they need to like survive. Protest your government because it sucks.
Yeah. no matter what country, I don't know what country you're from, but your
I don't even know where you're
fucking
from.
sucks.
Yeah, your
okay,
government
guys?
probably sucks. Yeah. Agreed.
Well, I guess thank you so much for listening and coming on this autism journey with us. You've
Mhm.
learned a lot more about us as people, I think,
But
in
did
this
they?
questionnaire.
I feel like they already knew.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that
If you listen
sounds-
long enough, these answers were solid.
Yeah, like tell me if you were confused at any point. Did anything shock you about our answers?
Watch, people are gonna come in and they're gonna be like, Sonia, you actually do these things. You
Right,
heard
yeah.
it back in that episode.
In this episode, at this time, you did this. Yeah.
That's again because everything's situational in my brain, right? Like it has to be in my face for me to process it. So a lot of these questions were very confusing for me because I had no idea how to answer them.
Yeah. It was the negatives that were getting me.
Yeah. It was nothing nothing stays in there. Like, I don't know.
Well, we want to once again thank our VIP Patreon, Stephanie Hurst. Hey, Stephanie, how autistic are you, according to the RAADS-R? It takes a lot,
Did you
apparently.
win ultimate autism? Did you
Oh
win?
my gosh, that's my goal. We all have to have a goal in life.
Win ultimate autism.
If you want to become a Patreon and get a shout out here, you can join our Patreon, link in the description at the highest tier, but you get access to all of our bonus content on there, even at the lowest tier. There's like hundreds of episodes and videos of shit. Like there's so much downloadable stuff and whatever else on our Patreon. So it's really worth that $5 a month.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
And
so.
like the last week of December, we're going to have bonus episodes coming out. So during your Christmas holidays, there'll be lots of stuff from us for you to listen to, even if you're not a Patreon. And then Books and Booze will be coming back in the new year, where we'll finish off season 2. And I think that's pretty much it. That we
Our
have to
100th
plug.
episode is coming up. Don't know
Oh,
what we're doing
yeah.
yet, but
Yeah.
we have a 100th episode
We
soon.
don't.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So maybe we'll finally do that Sims thing we were gonna do. 'cause it's,
Oh
like,
yeah,
there.
that'd be fun. It's already done and ready.
It's already done.
0 work. That's perfect.
That's so us.
I know. We're like, oh man, the good thing.
Okay, well, be on the lookout for us doing a
Something.
Sims thing that we were supposed to do a while ago that we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.